WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.
Hello there, everyone. It's Professor Schwartz yet again with the usual mug of coffee and my feline friend Onyx the cat here in the WSTKS-FM Worldwide studios with another program intended to help you and your student learning team navigate the work for this IAH course more effectively as you move through the semester. Today, let's look at 3 habits you can cultivate individually and as part of your student learning team to empower yourselves in not only this particular IAH course, but also your other courses on campus. Making these practices part of your learning routine now will set you up for a smoother transition to your eventual careers in the globalized digital economy following graduation. So fix a mug, cup, or glass of your favorite beverage, pull up a chair here in the collaborative cafe, and join me for a few minutes to look at 3 habits you can cultivate to empower yourselves in the course. We'll get started with our discussion in one moment. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, the first self-empowering habit you can cultivate, either independently or as part of your learning team, is to avoid playing the victim. Listen, here's an inconvenient truth that too many people choose to ignore. Ready? Here it is. We're all adults and in charge of ourselves. We all have free will and make our own choices. Some of those have positive outcomes and others less so. But ultimately, we control our own outcomes through the choices we make. Most of the time, outside factors and other people have less impact on us than we might like to think. The point is that we should avoid blaming our mistakes on outside factors. Instead, we should own up to the fact that we have dropped the ball if or when that occurs. That's part of being an adult. Now, doing so is not always easy, but recognizing that reality is a major factor when it comes to improving our independent activities and collaborative work as part of a cohesive student learning team. Refusal to acknowledge that fact of life, on the other hand, typically results in us rowing in circles with only one oar in the figurative water, without any forward movement. That kind of aimless spinning leads to less than optimum individual and learning team performance in your routine team activities for each week and 3 collaborative projects. The second self-empowering habit that you and your student learning team members can choose to cultivate is to be proactive. Take charge of the situation before problems arise, in other words. Get on your work in the course well ahead of looming deadlines and due dates. Use the course syllabus, project packets, and weekly course modules online to organize, plan, and follow through with your related activities in enough time to regroup and revise your approach if necessary. Now, admittedly, some things in life are uncertain, but we nevertheless can take control of ourselves and how we handle things. Rather than adopt a passive wait and see, leave things until the last possible minute approach, use your initiative, take charge of your learning in the course, and get started on weekly assignments or collaborative projects without delay. By the same token, avoid placing blame on other people or things when it comes to your own work and performance in the course. And here's another little secret that really isn't so secret to help you do that. Digital and cloud-based tools, like the kind suggested for your activities and projects each week as part of this course, make routine collaborative examination and discussion of course materials, as well as the development and creation of the 3 larger collaborative projects that are part of your coursework, easier than ever before. But you still need to take control, begin the work, and get it done.
WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century. If you find this podcast helpful, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe.
Finally, the third habit you can cultivate to empower yourselves, either personally or as part of your learning team, is to identify previous mistakes and take concrete steps to avoid repeating them as you move through the remainder of the course. To put it another way, modify your approach and figure out how to overcome the challenges, stumbling blocks, or setbacks with which you have wrestled previously. Learn resilience, in other words, and determine how you can modify your approach to avoid making the same mistakes over and over again. Now, that's not to suggest that you should worry endlessly about what might go wrong or stand in the way of completing your work for the course, but it is nevertheless a sound idea to modify your individual and team practices and even develop a backup plan B just in case things do not work out like you have planned. It also makes good sense to take a closer look at your own past habits and practices. When things have gone well for you and your learning team, what are some factors that, in all likelihood, contributed to that positive outcome? And conversely, when things have not gone well for you and your team, what could be the reasons for that? To empower yourselves, it makes good sense to look clearly at both how and why your team has done well in the past or run into difficulties. What patterns do you detect? And that will about do it for today's program, everyone. Before we go, let's walk through the 3 habits you and your student learning team can cultivate to empower yourselves and improve course outcomes one more time. 1. Avoid playing the victim. 2. Be proactive. And 3. Identify previous mistakes, figure out how to avoid making them again, and modify your independent or team approach accordingly. Make these 3 habits a routine part of your independent and collaborative activities each week, and course outcomes will improve almost as if by magic. Tune in again for additional tips, tricks, and advice based on my almost 30 years of teaching and working with thousands of undergraduates at 3 Big Ten universities, 2 smaller liberal arts institutions, and 2 community colleges across the upper Midwest of the United States. In the meantime, thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in class, online, and during Zoom office hours if you drop by with a question. Stay healthy, have a safe and a productive week. With special regards from Onyx, the cat what am. So long, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.
You've You've just heard a podcast from WSTKS-FM Worldwide, digital collaborative learning for the 21st century.